direct, truthful statement in an official capacity.
Or who again? Sorry.
This specifically is coming from Antifa.
Who's working for who specifically?
Ted Wheeler. There are posts on Facebook, there's tweets on Twitter that claim that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but it is a claim that's out there being made by a group officially. Therefore, Ted Wheeler should have to respond to that question as well.
Would you see any similarity between Donald Trump and Ted Wheeler?
I don't see anything really except, I guess you could say, the ego. Great men with great pride have big egos.
Old money?
Yeah, yes. Ted Wheeler's old timber money, from what I understand. So he's definitely got an endless supply of cash to throw at problems that he doesn't like.
Thank you very much. And lastly, I'm audio recording this, just so you know. What do you plan to do in the future?
I'm a new Portland resident, just in from Los Angeles, so I'm going to try and establish some sort of roots here in Portland.
Yep, he's going to be mine. He's good. Yep, this is my guy.
And keep doing what I do, which is work as a journalist, neutrally, and then present that footage in its raw entirety to any media that will have it. Fortunately, so far, I found that the media here in Portland locally is more receptive to independent media's footage than, say, Los Angeles, where I just came from. So that's the good news. The bad news is that what you see happening around us, this secret police type thing, as I keep calling it, it's well organized, it's well funded. That's
being from Los Angeles. You've seen this before?
I have not seen the thuggishness. I believe the worst thing we've had recently was when they shut down the 101 freeway.
So you've not seen anything as thuggish in Los Angeles as here?
Right. The thuggishness is isolated incidents that happens in like back alleys. If there was a demonstration such as this in front of City Hall in Los Angeles, and sort of like violence and in your face and shenanigans were to ensue, the LAPD would shut it down so quick. They'd already be overhead with choppers and trying to ascertain.
They have a right to protest, is that correct?
Oh, absolutely.
They don't have the right to do what?
Say horrible, hurtful, violence-inciting things toward others.
Let's say they did.
Okay, let's say they did, because they do. That's not very good manners. Who raised them?
Their parents or society or whoever did, but they have the right to. America did. United States.
Yes, I completely agree. They have a right to assemble. They have a right to protest. They don't have a right to throw sticks and stones in the streets like chimps. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's 2018. It's not
and you've seen sticks
the 1200s.
And stones being thrown?
I have. Not at me personally yet, but I just got here. So I have reviewed footage of past altercations where it's that bricks, any blunt objects they can get their hands on. They like to destroy other people's equipment, cameras, phones, etc. It's a problem.
I hate to say
so yes, you can gather, you can assemble, you can gather and assemble if you actually were a Nazi. That's what America is about. But there are no Nazis here. There are no hateful people here except the ones who continue to stalk and target and harass us and others who come here to protest anything that is sensitive to this office.
Great, thanks so much. And the end goal for these people is to what?
There's a trade-off.
The end goal for
to get a paycheck, or
I think there's something going on a deep level psychologically. There's a void in them that they need to find a sense of belongingness or to be a part of something. Perhaps they've been made to feel that in that type of behavior they've accomplished that. I would say to that, come on guys, grow up, try to show a little bit more class, a little bit more manners. That's all.
I'm not sure if you know this, but during the city of the state of duress, Ted Wheeler said that during the Abolish ICE protest, that this was an issue that he felt so strongly about that he would be willing to I think the word is die, actually, or first actually go to jail, but then actually possibly die. What would you have to say? I mean, that kind of language coming from the leadership.
Right. Perhaps it's emotionally charged. I mean, human beings make statements all the time like, I would die to protect my child. I would die to protect my spouse. So if somebody is that invested into something, then they may view it with that same emotional attachment. Right. That the pressure of, impending charges.
You see these people from that protest, and they were out there that day, and they were protesting. Now, why do you think they were out there for about a month?
Are you talking about here?
I guess they were out there protesting for over a month. I guess they're still here. The leadership is out here talking, this is an issue that's really strongly, people are going to go to jail. The only people so far to go to jail are the immigrants here that want to come to this country, that want to better themselves. Are these individuals over here?
Well, they should absolutely have that opportunity, and if anybody is oppressing them, that's wrong. And my heart breaks for that. It's happened to me. I've been attacked. I'm a whistleblower. That's how I got into the media in the first place.
But possibly, approximately, we'll just say.
If they are seeking a political asylum or just a fresh start in life, whatever, they are entitled to that, absolutely, and they are entitled to be safe. And they absolutely deserve all human rights and then some. All of us do. So we are being divided and conquered as usual.
People are throwing sticks and stones. That's not okay. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
And would you just like to, because we didn't get your name on the camera, who you are?
My name is James Robert Wright. I run a small independent media business called Crusade Media. I just moved here from Los Angeles, and this is what I'm witnessing. It's shocking. We don't do this in LA. We get rowdy, but we respect people's personal space. We don't hurl objects in the streets. We don't attack physically, make physical violent threats, tweet the same, and all of that. It's just not, it's archaic, dehumanizing behavior.
Are you familiar with the Oregon law on verbal harassment? Do you think maybe we should possibly change it? Because right now there is no verbal harassment laws.
Well, that gets into a gray area where you have freedom of speech, but then you also have something called organized and targeted gang stalking, which is, I believe, a federal crime. So that's definitely a problem. If that speech is being used to organize and direct with the hopes of causing harm to an individual, that's absolutely wrong. So, but if you want to stand in the middle of the street and scream profanities, to the sky about something you're upset with in the political process here, that is your right. So, but attacking others, not cool. Not cool at all.
What do you say we do about that in the end?
In the end?
Yeah.
I think there needs to be definitely some sort of awakening of sorts, whether you want to call that something spiritual, something psychological, something ideological, whatever it needs to be for the individual, they need to awaken to the fact that they are being played. This is all the surface level of what we see operating as business as usual politics. There's a whole underbelly going on here that most people are a little ignorant of, like the secret societies that are involved and the various alphabet intelligence agencies that involve themselves, because after all, they want their guy to be in power from their agency or whatever. So it's a very convoluted mess. It's a dumpster fire. But all involved, all deserve their rights. That is crystal clear. Donald Trump, personally, you want my personal opinion? I think he's vulgar and obnoxious. I grew up around money like he did, and we weren't allowed to act that way. And yet, things that come out of his mouth just seem to be very improper and unpolite. But that's his right to say and do. It's people's right to vote for that and endorse it and support it. I personally cast my vote for Bernie Sanders and worked on his campaign in Hollywood. When I saw Trump win, I understood why he did, because Hillary's goons did what they did, the Bernie situation, you know, we all know what happened. I don't need to reiterate all that. So, yeah.
Appreciate that. The DNC collapsed on itself.
Yes.
I heard you say COINTEL.
Yes. There's definitely everything.
Left, I guess, maybe. I mean, these people here one day are supposed to vote candidate.
Yeah. Well, our intelligence agencies do definitely have political leanings, like everybody, and every group, and every, you know. So there's infighting going on right now with them because of Trump being elected. There's alphabet agencies that believe Hillary should have gotten in. There's alphabet agencies that believe Trump is a game changer, draining the swamp, so on and so forth. I mean, maybe Trump is qualified to accomplish his goals he has established for himself. Maybe he's not. Time will tell that. In the meantime, he has to be allowed to have the space to do his job. We have to be allowed to have the space to do our job of protesting and acting as journalists. Otherwise, none of this is even getting out. So everybody needs their personal space. Everybody needs their rights and their dignities. And when you see undignified trash like this spilling out into the streets, that is not what we are here to represent. That is not what we are trying to convey. And that's not what we want for any American or anyone on this earth.
Lastly, again, when you say we, who are we? When you say we're not here to convey?
We are a collective. There are Trump supporters, Bernie supporters. There's within this group, there are Christians, Jews, Muslims, gay, bi, trans, you know, all minorities are represented. I mean, maybe we don't have any Eskimos or Pygmies with us. So,
are you familiar with 245A1 in the California Penal Code?
No.
Assault with a deadly weapon or force likely to use great bodily injury or cause great bodily injury. Right? How they throw stuff here, you think that would qualify for that felony down there?
Absolutely. I think the footage of things that have transpired here speaks for itself. It doesn't even need a narrative. The footage speaks for itself. Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you. I am a Knight Templar. Our philosophy for hundreds of years has been you draw your weapon in defense of a life. Only. That's the rule. Why would you draw a weapon in offense of life here? That's not human. When you become that and you start pushing a policy of hate and violence, you're no longer, you're resigning yourself from the human race. You are becoming something, if you want to take it in a supernatural context, something a bit demonic, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, you go fuck yourself.
God bless you. No one's driving in. We're trying to explain to you that this is...
We were nice to you and look at you. You're being
We're
nasty.
trying to explain to you what this is about.
Yeah, because one of these days I'll knock the shit out of you guys. Okay. I ain't afraid of you. You will bust your fucking heads open.
That's,
We're
no
going
one's
to go
here
about
for
our
violence.
business. You go back yours. Yeah, I'll fuck your ass up. Punk bitch. You laugh. With one of these days I'll shove the flag up your ass. Fuck you.
Why would you wish harm on any of us?
Why would you want to put harm on us?
Because you represent white America, you piece of shit.
No,
Really?
no one is trying to bring violence or anything. We're trying to get Ted Wheeler out.
I'm gay from Hollywood and I voted for Bernie.
She smokes a lot of meth. Oh my goodness.
I'm not afraid to die and be beat up by assholes like you. And I'll break you one of your fucking cameras. Yeah, you can fucking, yeah, fuck you, punk.
Yeah, everyone, don't even engage with this.
Yeah, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my city.
This is our city.
Let's just come back
This is
over
our
here.
city.
Fuck you.
We wish you well. Go and be well.
Yeah, I'll fuck your ass up.
Jesus
You better put that camera for it, not the shit out of you.
God bless you.
Any day.
It's not because I was being honest.
Oh, dude, I haven't turned it off, dude.
They need,
I got it
there's
wrong.
something missing in their lives that they need to feel a sense of belonging and engagement.
I think we said it was 3:30.
For some, they still want to exist as that expression should.
damn, this world be looking like love it.
I just got back there. Somebody else had my camera for me, so I don't know what happened.
People on your iPad if you're an idiot.
If it's still public on the YouTube,
Yeah, have you
yes.
seen me on video? Oh,
If it's still available, yes.